So before I'm going to introduce you. So have you all been here before? So you all know LinkedIn, or LinkedIn. You all know Nextdoor. I will say Nextdoor has changed my life. I've met so many friends here, so many connections here. There's people who've like volunteered at events that I've put on. They're like, Shiley, I want to support you. Da, da, da. It's unbelievable. It's probably like a good icebreaker for people making connections with each other. It's like everyone makes friends during the classes and hears different stories, and it's changed my life. I've even hosted parties in this room before. So I'm a big fan of the space. I've been coming here for like 2 years, 3 years maybe. I don't know how long. So I'm honored this is my only second LinkedIn class here, but I've been doing workshops and speaking for the last 10 years. So I'm just excited to be here and share more Nextdoor love with you all. And then tell them all the other nuggets, because we have experts in the house.
In case you guys didn't know, I'll just go ahead and give you a breakdown of everything we offer. I know you guys have been here before, but just as a refresher, we have our financial coaching sessions, which are free classes like the one you're in today, and we also offer space that you can reserve. Everything is free. These conference rooms are free to rent out. Actually brings two if you ever need something like that for a larger meeting. And then we also have a larger table up front that we reserve. If you have any questions, you're welcome to come up to the host stand where I am, and I can reserve a space for you. I can book you a coaching session, or if you're interested in anything else, just let me know, and I can just provide more information. I do want to remind you, if you haven't signed up for the signed in for the class, sign-in sheets are up at front. You can just come in after the class and go ahead and do that. And then I'm also just going to grab a picture of you, if that's okay.
As many as you'd like and as you can, because I love the photos. It's on my LinkedIn cover photo is of me speaking at Nextdoor. Justice got like the magic shot, and it was like 100 people just going crazy. Hi! You know this one. Hi.
I thought it was next week, and then my husband reminded me.
You told your husband?
The girl, Shiley, you want to?
I'll give you love.
Oh my God, I know I missed your I'm from Florida.
You were in Florida?
Yeah, I'm from South Florida. So our friends and
This is my friend Eva. This is Jen. She's amazing. She's like.
So nice to meet you. Oh my God.
So we met because of this place.
What happened?
Do whatever you want. Do whatever you need to do. No judgment. If you need to run back and forth, you need to be everywhere. It's all. I try. You know, I try.
It's just part of your charm.
Part of my charm. Look at that. I love it. I'm so happy you're here. This is. You just like you walk in and like I just get a jolt of like inspiration, and I love it.
And that's how I feel about you.
Oh my God. I'm happy you made it.
Absolutely not.
So we met like probably like 2-3 years ago coming to classes here. And I think this is the first one you've seen me present, so this is kind of exciting. And you're always boosting me up and like, Shiley, keep going, do this, do that. I'm like, yes,
I
go
was
Jen.
just telling my husband in the car, I'm like, I'm telling you, you haven't met her, but this girl's going places.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. Very cool. Well, officially,
I don't think you can beat that intro.
that's great. That is my intro.
I go on and on about her.
So now that the bar has just gone through the roof here. I love it.
Expectations are very high now.
Very cool. So I am going to be the wrangler of this course. I might have you speak. I might have you not speak. I'm going to facilitate a little bit. So we're going to find that magical balance. Now, as these two for sure know, I can talk for hours. There's a million things I can talk about today. These are things that I'm not going to even have time to talk about. There's about like 10 hours worth of presentation here. Don't worry. I'm not going to do it all. I'm going to make it nice, specific, and juicy for everyone here. So, right? And if you remember one of these at the end, we can totally ask me about it later if there's one of these that stand out to you. So,
Snapchat of 40,000 kids.
Yep, you got to ask me about that. I'll tell you all about that.
Cute? I want to know about
What? Ah, look at this. I love it. Oh my God, is this Shiley? Okay, very cool. Very cool. I love it. So lots of random nuggets, but we'll see what we get to. So this is, we told you this was leveraging LinkedIn for business, but I lied. It's actually not that. It's not. I lied. We're doing something different. I'm going to surprise you all. You're like, what? But I want to know LinkedIn. But don't worry. We're actually here for how to make connections with humans using tools like LinkedIn. Spoiler alert. Is that cute?
Yes.
You were like, oh no, but that's what it is, right? That's the sweet spot of the message of a lot of the social media workshops I do, is that it's all about making connections with people. That's the sweet spot, and I use LinkedIn to help me do that. It's one of the things I do on social media to help me make connections with my audience. So, here's an image. So a lot of folks, they think They got their business, they put it on the internet, and cha-ching, money, right? Is that how that works, friends?
No.
No, you're like, no, it doesn't work. I was like, but social media will make me so big. Not really, not exactly. Money does not grow on trees. Even if you water it, it does not grow on trees. It takes a lot more work, and you have to nurture it, and it takes a lot of time. So this is how lots of people feel about social media. Anyone relate? Anyone frustrated by social media? Anyone like, oh, this is so daunting. I don't have time for this. Or I'm not getting enough connections for LinkedIn, or not making enough progress, or getting busy. Does anyone else feel this way?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, right? Do you, just like her, right? It's fantastic stock photos here. And also, there's so much information on the internet about social media. Do this, do that, post every day, post at this hour, don't post this hour, this website's dead, Like, right, we all get a lot of content, and you feel like this poor soul right here with the arrows just hitting her brain, so much stress. It's crazy, right? Imagine if you had a little bit of help so you can go from stress to success. There we go. Okay, cool. So here's a little bit about what I do. So I work with folks one-on-one, teaching them how to do social media for themselves. My background's actually as a teacher. I'm not a cat, unfortunately, but I thought they were very cute. So I love teaching people how to do this for themselves so that they don't have to be scared about social media or don't have to feel like they're wasting their time. So, if you feel comfortable, we're going to do a little question for people in the room. We have a caterpillar, we have a cocoon, and we have a butterfly. They each represent the way we might feel about LinkedIn today, about our own abilities. So if you're kind of new to LinkedIn and you're not really sure where to go and you're okay sharing that, does anyone feel that way? It's okay to share it? You feel very new?
I haven't done anything really to my business outside of there.
Putting it where?
Just put it on LinkedIn.
You put it on LinkedIn, but that's kind of the baseline.
That's really where I stop.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been on LinkedIn probably for like 10 years, but it just kind of sits there, doesn't do much, and I think my profile was up to date. I mean, cutting edge 4 years ago, but I'm not up with the video and everything, so.
So you have something,
I have something, but it's not really doing much.
but you got to figure out a little way to add some sparkle, some shine to it.
Or just,
Very cool.
Yeah, how to leverage it better.
How to leverage it better.
2019.
Well, this is leveraging
I agree,
LinkedIn.
though.
You
I'm
agree?
in the same boat.
You're in the same
I have
boat.
mine up, and then my thing is I get all persnickety, and then I look every now and then. I'll look at it, I'll be like, nope, it's not right yet, and I'll keep re-editing, and I'm sure it was better the time before.
That is totally true.
Just like
I do that 100 million times. I have a new identity crisis every like 6 to 12 months on my LinkedIn profile, and it changes. But the more you know your people, the more you know what you want to say, the better it gets. Any other folks that feel that way? What you feel?
Meant go on to check out shiny videos on LinkedIn.
You're a fantastic supporter of my LinkedIn videos, Eva. I appreciate it.
Not much more going on there.
Well, we're going to help you get a little closer. And the next one is a cocoon. So you kind of feel like you've got your LinkedIn game kind of going, but you need a little more help. Anyone in this category? You're okay. I think you got a good start. You got solid. So I think you got a whole thing.
I think it's good. I use LinkedIn for my own business and Twitter.
And
So I know it, but I'm just starting to get into like the videos. I'm like working on it. I'm behind the scenes.
yes.
So I'm not at shy level yet, where I'm
Oh,
like
yeah.
posting it, but I'm working on it behind the stages. That's how it's in the middle.
Very
I have
cool.
to say the platform itself is kind of confusing for me. So
Damn
it's
it.
not
They need work.
They're
Hi,
not
welcome.
as
Hey, good to see you.
as they could be.
Yay. Yes. So we have some different levels on here. The platform sucks right now. They not like sucks, but just like Facebook has a lot of money and they're using it wisely. LinkedIn is still having an identity crisis of how to get the technology working in the way that it should. So coming soon, hopefully in the next 5 years they will have their act together and you can leverage it times a million. But it's still very, very handy now, especially because no one else has taken advantage of the opportunity. What about butterflies? Who feels very confident about LinkedIn? Anyone feel very, very confident? Okay, not so much?
Halfway between them, it's more like
Yeah.
technical stuff, like how do I get websites to actually show up in those, underneath your profile.
Yeah.
There's this little thing that pops down and you can put like your apps and stuff,
Yeah.
but I put in the OGGI
Ooh.
stuff and it never works right, and it's like, this is a nightmare.
Can you
It's
make
real
sure
technical issues.
that you get an answer on that before the end? I want to do a Q&A, but if you feel like, wait, I don't know where this is going, I want to ask her, please make sure you ask that, because I can kind of show you some of that, a little bit of the technical stuff. Yeah, it's a little bit of stuff. How do you feel about LinkedIn? Do you feel like you're early, you're middle, like you kind of have your game going, or butterfly, like very active, or very solid?
Very, inactive.
Very inactive. Okay, cool.
That's why I'm here. Sorry.
So this is good. I like that. No, I like hearing the who's in the room. Very cool. Let's see. So okay, here we go. So what do you hope to better understand about this session? So I want you to think like that question is a nice one. I might have a few people. Oh wait, Vanna White's here. Look, I'm gonna flip it. Oh my God, what do you hope to better understand at the session? Very nice. I want to take some notes too. What are some things that you're like, I want to make sure that I get this before I leave today? Any few, you said yes.
That one, but I also want to know, is there a way to, if I connect with someone, is there a way to control my connections that they see?
Oh, seeing. Oh, share. Well, you have that? You want to share that? There we go. If you have.
Basically, like you can either open or close your own connections. If that's the question you're asking.
Okay.
So like if you have it closed, then no one like can click on it and like see all your connections. Is that the question?
Well, I mean, if I link to someone else.
Yep.
And so I can then control how they, who they see, okay.
Yes.
Like hiding
I
your.
haven't gotten diving into that.
Yeah, it's just there's literally just like a button that's within like open connections or closed connections.
Okay.
But it's across the board, you can't customize it like
You
this
can't.
person.
You can't.
that
My
can.
understanding you can.
That's
but-
kind of what I wanted to
That
hear.
could have changed, but my understanding you can't.
So we have an expert recruiter in the house. Can I shout that out? Am I not supposed to say that?
Sweet.
Was that a secret?
No,
Just kidding.
not at
And she's
all.
a next door teacher. Oops, did I just slip in? Oh my God. So I like that.
I want to learn LinkedIn from your perspective.
That's why I came to yours too. I wanted to learn LinkedIn from yours too. So part of my workshop too is I like to soak in the knowledge in the room. So this is going to be extra special. So we have some seeing other people's connections. We got a little bit of information on that. Some other things that to make sure that I try to answer before the end.
Yeah, a more efficient way of searching for the right connection.
Ooh, searching for people.
Because, it's got to be more efficient tools, I think, that I'm really using to get to recruiters out of
To build on that, I feel like I'm super connected within like my
Yeah.
own industry, but not to potential clients. So
Oh.
my personal LinkedIn is up to date, got everything. I post a lot of articles on there. So network within the meeting and events industry, but not with potential clients.
Ooh, very interesting. Very interesting. Some other things? Okay, we can add more to this. By the way, I have pens, so if somebody wants to add throughout to this, great. If I don't get to something, please make sure that I answer something as best as I can. And I will answer based on my own knowledge. I don't know everything there is to know about LinkedIn, and there's obviously very different ways to use the platform. So I'm going to do my best to make sure I cover this. But yeah, I sometimes take questions throughout, so it just kind of depends on the vibe. So very cool. Social media reality check. So I like to kind of make sure everyone knows this crystal clear. Social media isn't the magical thing that's going to bring you all these new humans from nowhere, from the sky, to just buy everything you have. It's a special tool where you can insert people that are already kind of a little bit warmed up in what you got and get them to see you a lot more. So what does that mean? Sometimes people write letters to stay in touch with people. Sometimes people are in the garden with a phone that is not corded, and they're talking to each other on the phone. This could be your business calls that you're doing every day. Who does a lot of biz dev phone call relationships? You guys? Yeah, I know you do, and you do also, right? Lots of phone calls. It's a lot of work to do these relationships, and sometimes it's just not right today, but maybe in 6 months it's right. But how do you know when to call them back and be like, oh my gosh? And we heard event stuff. You guys got to maybe talk.
When you said events earlier, it's like I was wondering what.
This is good.
Able to chat later.
Yes, I want this to happen. So phone calls are very hard to scale, and it takes a lot of time, but you're building relationships that are really wonderful, that are going to matter to your business. The other thing is countless meetings. Who does a lot of meetings for their business, right? Yeah, I know you do, right? Lots of meetings. It takes a lot of time to do this, but it's important. It all plays into your social media strategy, believe it or not. What social media does, it kind of helps you scale your ability to make phone calls and meetings with people and build that trust. You're like, what? I see your face. You're like, huh? So it's a way to scale your connections, because getting people to see you in between those phone calls and those meetings and all of those in-person networking events, which I'm a big fan of, that's the stuff that's going to build the trust. They're going to see your content online and think, oh, that's so-and-so that I haven't talked to in a few months. Right, I might need them right now, which has happened to me more times than I've realized. Just like, oh, right, I saw her thing. I got a call. Actually, I got a call the other day. I was like, I saw you pop up somewhere. I think somewhere means social media. And she's like, oh, I need you right now, and gave me a call, and then we started working together. I was like, great. I love when social media just does exactly what I know it does and can do for people. Going viral is not a goal that I feel like small business owners need to be going after. But if you have a dream and maybe this one magical unicorn of an idea comes out, maybe, but I would not make going viral your goal. It's just not something that goes. It fades. It's very hard to maintain the attention that you get from it, and most people aren't prepared for that. So viral should not be a goal. There's people that hire social media people like, make me go viral. I'm like, that's not how this works. There's only a few people that I think can make you a really great video, and you got to drop a few $1 million to make it happen. But that's not a goal that I would say most small business owners need to worry about. And then relationships are key to all of that. It's what makes your social media flourish even more. Like Eva goes and sees my LinkedIn videos, right? She's a real person that likes me already. Isn't that great? What else? We like you. Oh, great.
I'll be on LinkedIn later tonight.
You got to add me somewhere. I don't think I have you on any social medias. So here's a ton of platforms. People are saying, go on this, go on that. I mean, does anyone know what this one is? WhatsApp. Yeah, Messenger, WhatsApp Messenger, yeah. There's some random ones. I don't know if everybody knows what all of them are.
What is the green one in the middle on the left?
I don't know, actually. Some of these might be like overseas. But there's so many platforms. You do not need to be on all of them. Some of them might be more relevant than your other ones. And that's going to be key. Like, you can pick kind of a few. If you do all of them, you're not going to do any of them well. You got to find the platforms that are fun for you, that you can smile with. And I'm a big fan of smiley faces, so. Let's see. So yes, so social media can be very, very stressful, and it actually takes a lot of work. But I want you to go from feeling like this guy is eating a lemon, I'm not sure why, to feeling like this woman who's just having fun with social media, who is excited to be on there and finds fun in it, which I'm sure is scary and terrifying for a lot of folks. Like, how am I going to like this thing? That's what you should strive for, because if you don't love what you're doing on the internet, you're definitely not going to maintain it, and that's no fun. So here we go. Why do I care so much? So I have a story, and some of you have heard this story, but why do I care so much about social media? Here's a little bit about me. Oh, my story. Oops. Oh, this is actually part of my story. Does anyone know what this logo is? No. Anybody? Nobody? You don't. You gotta know. No.
Is that I forget a P?
No. Were you? Do you think you have it?
Is it that meet? I can't even think what it is. The meeting, one of the original ones. Go-to meeting?
No. Okay, this one is MySpace. MySpace logo. You don't have to know this. This is not on a test. The MySpace.
That wasn't the original, right?
It's one of the MySpace logos.
Oh, wow.
So MySpace is where I got my start. I have a weird hobby. I love the show Survivor, and I found fan pages on MySpace. Oh yeah, my people. So I found a fan page of other people like me who like the show, and we actually have a hobby where we play versions of Survivor on the internet. Totally random. You can ask me about it later. I have an Ignite talk on my website about it. I can talk about it for 3 days in a row, but not today. So and we had a community where we're trying to advertise these games so new people would sign up to be a part of them. But we were spamming these MySpace fan pages that weren't really the right audience for us. So I was like, why don't we make our own MySpace group for our community? I would make somebody a feature of the week. They would be the star, and they would dictate what the community was doing, and I would post engaging content all the time. And it was really fun, and I built a community, and I was really proud of it. So how does this play into my social media life today? Well, I was applying for a position at a digital agency that does a lot of video production, and on the application it asked, have you ever managed online communities before? And I sat there and I'm like, why does this question sound so familiar? Have I done this before? It sounds like something I would do. And it hit me that what I was doing on MySpace was early social media skills long before the term social media was even really something we talked about. So,
You're a pioneer.
yeah, pioneer. And now that manifests into me being on 1 million platforms, thus my Linktree. I'm on Periscope, Facebook, Medium, Quora, LinkedIn, Twitter. A client of mine just told me she's similar like me. Every time there's a new platform, her and I like to jump on it and see what's happening. So don't use my account too hard, because you're going to find really weird platforms that I have accounts on.
But
Don't
what do you focus
look.
on here? Because you just said don't, but you're self-contained.
I do it because I'm researching. So if all of these accounts, I don't actually have a strategy for any of them because it's not where I'm putting my energy. The one that I put my energy into right now is LinkedIn, because that's actually giving me results. Quora is fun, but am I posting regularly on Quora? Not so much. Medium, am I posting so much? Not so much. But I'm not telling the world that I'm doing this. This is tests for me to research to see what's exciting for me and what might be exciting for a client or for somebody else. So lots of experiments happening. I'm only going hard on a handful of them, but I say social media is like this. It's like going to a store, putting on an outfit, seeing how it feels like, looking in the mirror. Do you like this? Do you want to keep making this kind of content or this outfit? And then from there, then you can figure out what you like and whether it's worth your time to keep going. And I'll tell you how you should be thinking about your content in a non-stressful way.
By the way, that background is awesome.
Thank you, Linktree. This is a great thing if you're on Instagram. Use Linktree. I love it. It's one link. It has all my other links. Too many links. So who I am now, this is a client of mine. Anyone ever heard of Leah Niederthal? Anybody? No? She's like an online internet coach. And she teaches people how to, teaches women especially who came from corporate backgrounds, who start their own consulting agencies, how to leverage LinkedIn for their own business. So she hired me to coach her community on how to do LinkedIn really, really well. So she's really awesome. She's worth peeking on the internet. She's got great content. Here's some other kinds of clients I've had. Chili manufacturers, Jewish nonprofits, video production agency, crawfish restaurant. That is a really fun one. I've been looking at a lot of crawfish lately. Right? Crawfish, who knew? Health-related nonprofits, and then online marketing coach. It's actually Leah. So lots of variety of people. I do lots of things. It's my website.
You should totally go and check it out because there's a really cool video on the.
This thing? This is an animated video that is hilarious. Yes, and so what I actually do with social media, I manage social media accounts because I'm in the grind, as well as teach others how to do their own social media for themselves, so literally one-on-one, kind of doing a little bit of what we do here. And then I also lead workshops on social media. Oh, look at that, here we are. So there's lots of videos of my past sessions in there if you're curious. Let's see, here we are.
What did you use to build your website?
Oh my God, Strikingly. Can I give you a referral link? Because it's going to change your life. It is so stupid easy.
So it's easy too.
It's stupid easy. I've told my friends, I got to give you a link. I'm going to give you a direct link. Strikingly. I'm obsessed with this company. Like literally, they can have my money. I've given them more money than I'd give any other company, and I love them. But they're good. It's very good value. Yeah, we have lots of things to do. I'm making it possible. I'm extending this workshop for an extra half an hour, totally optional. I'm going to sit down and maybe co-work with folks here if they want to actually fix their profiles live. I'm going to talk to whoever wants to talk after the session, but hang back and I will try to look at your page if I can. And you can actually change stuff right now on your phone or write some notes down, whatever that looks like. I've got some stories coming about my dad and how he's an influencer on WhatsApp, which is why I love WhatsApp. And you can find out how you're going to get these slides too. So we are right on time-ish. Great, fantastic. What are you going to get out of this? Overview of how social media actually works. We got a taste of that. Some new ideas of what to do to make your profile really special and unique. To not be so boring on the internet. I want people to be cool. I know you're all cool. You're all going to Nextdoor. I want the world to know that too. Ideas of what to post. How to use LinkedIn to maintain relationships. So people that you don't see every day. That's going to be key. That's the stupid, easy, magical thing that LinkedIn is able to do for you. So why LinkedIn? Why does LinkedIn matter? So if I'm working with a new client, I know that I want to check them out as much as possible. I want to see what they're doing on the internet. Do they have a website? Where's their promotional material? I want to know if I can trust them. Maybe I'm going to phone a friend. Hey, Eva, what do you think of so-and-so? Are they good at what they do? And you're going to tell me a response, right? And LinkedIn is kind of one of those things that they can do. So I tutor math occasionally, right? One of the dads told me after we worked together for a while, he's like, I actually looked at your LinkedIn to see what you're all about. And I was like, great, I'm glad I had good content on there to make myself look like a normal human being that they would want to work with. And that's kind of part of the game, is that I don't get the chance to shake every single one of your hands like I do today. Well, I didn't shake your hands, but I didn't get a chance to meet everybody face to face like I'm doing with all of you. I don't always have that. And my LinkedIn is kind of a way for them to get a taste of what this is all about and what you are all about. And so that trust can kind of form a little quicker without having to have 10 meetings to kind of build that up. Without having to have all those phone calls, it kind of helps you build that a little bit more at scale, like I was saying earlier. And that's really special. Yes. It's also a great way to showcase you. So a website is really handy, but your LinkedIn is also like a landing page for you and your life and your business and beyond. They might only get that far, so you better have something on there that kind of gives them some answers to their questions so they can get to the next step of talking to you. The other thing about LinkedIn is that right now, there's a lot of organic reach. This is a term that we use in the social media world that means that you can get seen by people that actually don't know you if you put out really good content and you know how to leverage the platform. it's a freebie. So for example, like anybody that was like the first, 100,000 people that probably got on Instagram, if any of them were super cool, the chances of them being really successful went up significantly. Being first to platform is something that can help you with, it's like a weird hack. So every time I see a new platform that seems kind of fun, I make an account just to see what it's like. So Periscope, I was really early on Periscope, and I got a little bit of a following on there, and that was really fun. But Periscope is kind of in a sad spot right now, and it happens. But I still love it, and I love live streaming, but that's a whole other thing. So LinkedIn does give you a chance to get seen by people that you may have not expected to be seen. Yes, let's see. Yes, anyway, that's LinkedIn. Yes, Trust Builder, it helps you communicate with new people. Social media is almost like if you have an Instagram page or any Facebook page, it's a way for you to kind of present what you're actually like. It's almost like a portfolio for you. And it's a way to stay front of mind with people that you might want to work with. So there's a little bit of that for you on social media in general. So, relationships. Oh, by the way, if you have questions throughout, I'm going to try to take questions throughout, but I'm going to keep it as balanced as I can. Yes?
Okay. Social media, any research about the balance between like a short video versus blog posts, what builds the trust more? How effective are the videos?
So video right now on LinkedIn is fantastical. They love video, and they're giving you extra chance to get reach. If you make the titles really good and you use some nice hashtags, which is very easy kind of on LinkedIn to find good hashtags, videos can get seen a lot. But here's the thing, if you're like nauseous about doing videos, are you probably going to be enthusiastic to make videos every week or every month? That's the other question to ask yourself. So like for example, Leah likes to write. She hates being on camera. I didn't tell you that. She doesn't like being on camera as much. So her whole strategy is around actually posting just text in a very specific way. That's how she does it. And she's good at that. I have this personality. So I'm just like video, live streaming, talking. That's my thing. And so you want to find something that you're going to enjoy producing.
Play to your strengths.
Yeah, play to your strengths, right? If you're really good at photography, like Instagram is a great place to show you off. Photographs do okay on LinkedIn, but if you have amazing photo content, go for it on LinkedIn. It just do the thing that you like to do, because if you don't continue with it, it's not going to matter. Consistency is going to be big, and I'm going to mention that too. Some other, before I keep going, relationships are everything. Yes, so the power of social media is built on real activity. So the relationships we have in this room are a big factor of this. So for example, here's a couple videos I did on LinkedIn. And you can see here's a bunch of people that liked it. Here's some pictures. These two are actually friends that I met as a direct result of coming to Nextdoor. So they're two people that really know me, right? This is a chef that cooked me dinner at a dinner party at one point. This is a friend from college. This lady has a massive cancer magazine that goes out to all sorts of people. So she has a great story. This is my friend who's an activist, and she's all over the media. And so she's somebody I really know. And when those real relationships come on the internet, it matters. It makes a huge difference of who's going to look at your stuff. Because when Eva sees something on social media that's me, oh my God, I know her. No. Or I tell her to, hey, have fun with my post, and she does, and it's great. Or if Swati sees something on my Facebook, you know it's me, right? And it's a little different than just being a stranger. And people genuinely want to support that a little more. Yes, welcome to my. So there's lots of things you can do there. I put some hashtags in there. And I made sure as much as possible that the content I was putting out was speaking to the people that I wanted to do some business with. So, and that did pretty well. I actually got a lot of good, nice business from doing one of these a month. Just one a month, which is how much I can feel like I can do continuously.
That was 5 minutes about?
What, each video?
Yeah.
Short.
Oh, even shorter?
So I did, this one was 2:17, this one was 2 minutes, and then another friend who does a lot of video was like, Shiley, go even shorter. So I was like, okay. So I did a 30-second one.
Wow.
So that was really short.
Now that you mentioned that, I forgot that was one of my feedback for you. I saw one of your shorter ones, and I loved it.
Isn't that great feedback, right? I love the feedback.
Do you get more response in the shorter ones than the longer ones?
I think people just don't want to sit through the longer ones. But maybe you've been an audience member of my LinkedIn post. I try to make the description kind of have the same value as the video. So if somebody didn't watch the video, maybe they can get something out of it. What do you think?
If I can chime in on that, I feel like, I know Shiny has a new post. I can get up and grab a cup of coffee while I watch her video. If it's short enough, I'll get through the whole thing and I can form an opinion. if it's gonna be a 10-minute long thing, I'm not gonna do that during my workday.
Right.
It's a lot. It's a big ask, and especially when you don't know how valuable it's going to be. So I try to tease it as much as possible so that people get excited about it. But I would hate to be like, watch this 10-minute video, and it's like, oh my gosh, Shiley, shut up. Like,
I would still watch it. It would just have to wait until the end of the day, and I'm sure Shiley's gonna touch on that. It's
Yeah,
more
please.
valuable when people watch it immediately.
Yeah.
And watch
Yes.
it immediately, it helps you spread it faster.
that's a secret. That's $1 million secret right there.
Do you have a lot of
It's great.
hashtags there, though? Is that
I do.
I read that only like one is what you should focus on.
I've seen 1. I've seen people do 5. This hasn't hurt me so far, but they might change that. I've been trying to do 5, but I put a lot on there. I think that's part of the game here, but I think the
5
what
What'd you say you do 5 what?
hashtags. Yeah, so the 5 I've seen as being okay. Then maybe there's other people say 1. I don't think it hurts right now, but 5 is not a bad number. But it hasn't hurt me so far. But you never know when LinkedIn's going to change stuff.
Is there a LinkedIn jail, like a Facebook jail?
Oh, there's something if you send too many messages and use the search features too much, it blocks you, but then it unblocks you eventually. I think, is that right?
If you send out like too many connection requests, if you just have like a free account, like I have a premium account because of my job, but if you have a free account, they will eventually just be like, you've sent out too many connections, and for like 24 hours you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Like you just can't send out more connections,
Right.
you can still
Okay.
operate.
There you go, right? And then here's an example of something. I shout out my friends, so then they're like, oh, Shiley posted something. Let me go do something. I think I shouted you out on one of them, I think, too, right? So I put a little that. I put I promoted myself, which I was very nervous to do, but it was cool. Actually, Jonathan Pritchard is a Nextdoor teacher. I shouted him out. He had a really good tip. So I call him my friend Tor, my friend mentor. We became friends because of Nextdoor. So lots of Nextdoor in my life. This one did pretty nice. This was a 30-second one. This was a couple months ago. So anyway, I can talk about this all day. But you can see here's some of the reach, here's some of the data, 6,000. It's crazy. If you do something really well, I get it captioned. You see my recorder? I'm recording this. I have a sound thing that makes everything better, but you don't have to go that crazy. I've just realized this is where I'm going to put my energy. I haven't gone hard on a platform like ever because I want to feel like I'm going to get results. So this is what happens when you have crazy social media brain. You do this kind of stuff. What's happening here? You sound like you play a lot of golf, huh? No. What's happening? Oh, ooh, did I say golf? Is it golf? What's happening? What's actually happening? What do you think's going on here? What's happening here? They're playing golf. What else is going on? Huh?
They're not working?
Oh my God, they're not working! Yes! I know, right? Shocker. So LinkedIn is kind of like your golf course. It's a way to kind of stay in touch with people without having to see other folks. It's the same thing that they're doing here, lots of relationship building. Oh, hi, Bob, how's your family? Oh, good, Joe. Like, it's fantastic. Oh, my company just did this crazy thing. Well, my company needs this crazy thing. Oh, my God, let's talk. Great. Well, I don't have $1 million golf membership, but LinkedIn is free for a lot of things. So why don't you use it? By the way, this is hysterical. This was an ad I saw right after I put that into my slideshow.
Oh my God.
It was so random. I put this in my slideshow and I was like, LinkedIn, thank you for literally proving my point. LinkedIn is your golf course. Use it to make connections and to talk to people, to respond to posts, to engage with people that you think are super cool. Any thoughts there? Because I have lots of slides, lots of good knowledge, but I want to make sure there's something that comes up. This is a hack. I'm going to go for this hack, but hold on to it. Hold on to it. This is the stupid easy hack that I think it's going to blow. Saying hello to people on the internet is so stupid easy. Literally, like if there's, let's say for you, right? You have this events magicalness, right? Or you want to do something different. I don't know. You have some different kind of business?
No, I have events.
You have events, right? That's you want to make your own thing, right? Let's say you have like a dream. Is there a company that you're allowed to say out loud that's like a dream for you?
I just want to continue working with pharma and med product.
Cool.
companies within the med world, so that's most of my clients.
So is there a specific person or type of job or somebody that in a company that would be the person that would call you?
Yeah, like their chief marketing officers, CMOs,
So
probably.
guess what? Those people exist on LinkedIn, and they might be posting on LinkedIn. So imagine now, you're going to stumble onto LinkedIn. You find Joe Schmo, who works at Big Pharma, that is the marketing officer, and you go and you comment the crap out of their content. They're going to know you exist. And imagine they look at your LinkedIn like, who's this person? Oh, she does these really cool events for pharma? Oh, okay, you're an interesting person.
Do you do that with your personal one, or do you do that as a business?
Personal, because I'm under the impression that business pages are not the hottest thing to put a lot of effort into on LinkedIn right now. That's what I'm noticing. But LinkedIn, if you're one of the few people that posts every day, like you're gonna come up on everybody's feed all the time. Will people like it all the time? I don't know. But people will see it because most people don't actually care so much to put the energy on LinkedIn. So think about it like this. You're looking at your feed. If I'm posting every day and nobody else on your friends list is posting, I'm gonna come up all the time for you. So I'm gonna get seen. It's like free ads.
And my job title being listed as owner of meetings and events group, like that's enough of a connection back to the company.
Potentially. So that little blurb that you put on your summary section, which I think there's some differences that you probably and I would say maybe, but it could be your tagline of like, I solve blah, blah, blah for pharma company events, blah, whatever it is.
I'm
They
literally
can
thinking right now since I went to Indiana University, so that was about
go Hoosiers!
12 years old.
So yeah,
Not
maybe.
the last time that I updated.
So update. And now if they see you commenting on their stuff, they're gonna wonder who you are, especially if you're like, oh, I love this thing that you did at your company or whatever. And if you find them on Twitter, do the same thing. They will have to see that you exist. And that will make an introduction to them a little bit smoother. I do this all the time on the internet. I've gotten autographs from celebrities because of this. I've gotten retweeted by comedians because of this. Oh, this is like the stupidest hack of them all. Twitter is great. Twitter's good for that. I don't know about other things, but Twitter is good for getting a hold of people that you can't get via email. Because Twitter's fun. Like, who doesn't? Oh my God, somebody liked me on Twitter. Like, oh my God, this is so great. Somebody loves me. Like, oh. Like I saw a TED Talk from this woman. It was brilliant. She's some big deal in marketing or something. Who's talking? Nobody's talking to her on Twitter. I saw her video and I was like, I thought your thing was amazing. She was like, you just made my day. You're so wonderful. If I ever bump into that woman, don't you think she's going to be like, you're that person? Oh, you're so sweet. You know, it makes.
I used to be able to do that with email back in the day.
Back in the day, but nobody opens email. But if you see a fun little cute tweet with a little emoji, I don't know. And it works on LinkedIn too. If you comment on people's stuff and you're interesting, I tend to look at who comments on my stuff that I don't know. I'm like, oh, I don't know them. Who are they? Can we collaborate? I don't know. And hopefully their profile is interesting enough. Okay, let's see. Oh, this is why I can't see my notes. Don't be generic. So I did this thing where I had to get a bunch of, my background's in education, a bunch of third graders to give speeches. So the prompt I gave them is the same prompt I'm going to give you. I want to be able to read your bio or hear their speech and know that you're the only person I could ever imagine to have that speech. If you're putting generic skill X, generic skill Y, I do this program, I do that program, that's all you're putting on there, who the heck are you? You're just a generic little blurb. I want to know that you're somebody interesting, that you like to wear really fun colored shirts. Like I want to know that personality on your LinkedIn. I want to know maybe some fun little hobby that you're able to share. I want to know a little bit more personal about you and a little bit more stories about what it is that you love to do and what you like to share. That stuff gets me jet. Maybe there's a cool event story that you have going on or a very great community that, Jen, you volunteer with, and you have a story about something that really resonates with people that explains kind of who you are. That's something I believe in.
That was close to my question.
Yes?
When we get to that. Yeah.
Is that, oh yeah, which are you talking about the?
Oh, no. My question that's not on there was
Yeah, please.
related to that. Basically, how do you, and I should say right there, don't be generic. I don't know how to like have my personality exude through LinkedIn versus, just kind of like a profile, I can do it through my volunteering events, but then one of my friends says you can't be too friendly and whatever.
It's a balance.
It's a balance, right?
Versus not. I'm saying like professional versus not. That's a fine line. I think people have lots of mixed opinions of my page. I think it's important to be a little personal. I'll give you an example from a client. She's an interior designer, and she's very cool and interesting, and she had kind of a basic profile, and I know she's super fun, she's super cool, she has her dogs. I know all this about her, and it makes her cool, but like her profile showed none of that. I found out that she had studied, guess what she studied in college? She was a zoologist in college. I was like, that's so random. Like, I would want to know that.
Interesting.
So interesting, right? And it's not so personal, but it's specific. It's something very specific about her, and maybe that she likes her dogs. Like, that's not very risky, but it's a way for people to connect. Some people like to put, oh, I'm a mom, and that's their thing, but you have to figure out what that line is for you. But oftentimes when we do those golf things, we're making personal connections with people that actually play into the professional world too, right?
That thing is big.
Right? It's like, oh my God, you have a pet too. Like, it happens. It totally happens.
That personal information is in your summary somewhere?
You can put it in your summary. in a way that feels good for you. I don't want you to be like, oh my God, this is terrifying. It should be fun and easy and smooth. I have a photographer, and I've been yelling at him to do this, and with love, he's a customer of mine, but I'm like, you need to post this in your profile. He studied, like, he was a professor of, like, psychology, and he's a photographer now, and I'm like, you're the only person that has that lens of photography. Like, nobody else does that. You should show it. Anyway, so put it in your summary.
How long should your summary be?
Use as much of the space as you can, because
Really? Oh,
I would say
that's
use
awesome.
it. Use it. Don't waste it. People read the thing. Put stuff there. You could break it into different sections.
Does it also help with your search if you're loading it with much?
Yes, depends on how you use it. Because I think for recruiting, definitely the search and the words in the summary, right?
Yeah, keywords really matters. I mean, if you're looking, like, if you're focused on, like, social media, for example,
Yeah.
I would try to put social media, those two words on your LinkedIn as much as possible, where it makes sense. So when people search social media, like, you'll be one of the people that come up.
So this works really well for recruiting. With terms of business, it depends on how you're using LinkedIn. That stuff will get you searched for. It depends on who is your target audience searching for you in that way. And I think that's the question that kind of people are figuring out for themselves. I know for me, it's that I meet so many people on a regular basis that I know they're going to look at my LinkedIn, and that's a great way to, like, share them with them who I am. Now I know we're getting, I want to get some stuff done. So
Okay, so to be
let's
clear,
see.
you did say elaborate summary, right?
I would say, yeah, use the whole thing.
Awesome.
Oh man, what is my mouse is just like, oops. Okay, let me get my notes. There we go. Yes. Oh, and who do you help? Some people put who do you help on there. Like, I help so-and-so. Like, I say, like, my target audience is oftentimes solo business owners who already are very well connected socially, who just don't know how to get seen on social media as much as they could. Those, like, I speak to that a little bit on my page. So there's lots of stuff there, and I give you some examples. So this is Leah. This is the lady I work with. This is her very intensely cool thing. So how she did it, and I don't know if should I look at that? Do you want to see her actual profile?
Sure.
Maybe if I have it handy. Let's see if
I like that. What makes me different? Love that.
Or should we leave it like this? Maybe I'll just leave it like this. We can look at LinkedIn, actual LinkedIn
Do you
too.
mind if I take a picture of that?
Yeah,
or-
do go for it. She would love for you to find her. Oh, I'm gonna give you all of this too. If you,
Okay. 'Cause that's-
I asked for a little, but take a photo if you want, because that way you know you have it immediately. I don't want you to miss the chance. Yeah, so she says like what she does, what are her packages, here's some testimonials, is how she liked to do it. She very much is on the landing page side. So when somebody that's in her audience is looking at this, they're gonna see like, oh, I can relate. Maybe I should get to know her more. Maybe I should follow her. And then she likes to do like, put a personal photo up there that kind of illustrates what you're actually like. So I actually changed mine because she was like, yeah, make it more personal. And so mine is a little different now. But yeah, take a picture of
And
hers.
see, I hadn't been on it so long that I didn't even know they updated that. When did they update it when you could put a cover photo?
That's been there for like ever, but most people don't utilize it. Wasted
Oh, I
real
would love
estate.
to.
Wasted real estate makes me nuts.
Real estate, yeah.
Here's another one. Here's Ari. Ari's super cool. She's a brand strategist, super well connected here in Chicago. I'm gonna see her on Wednesday. She's adorable. You've met Ari, right? You've met Ari, right? No? You haven't met Ari? Oh, she's great. She actually's done stuff here too. So she's look at her like the way she did her picture. Is that not are you in love with that photo? She's like, I'm a smiley person. I've got Chicago in there. Everyone's like put a logo, like the simplest thing, you put a logo in your city skyline, which I had for a while, but like this kind of covers all of that. And I'm sure she paid nice money for these photos. Beautiful. She puts a little bit about her businesses, what she cares about, her things that she's really good at, what she's looking for right now. That's how she did it. What? See, do you see the connection? You see, now you're like, if you met Ari, you're like, oh my God, she's cool, right? Here, she's thinking, she wants to speak more. So these are all links. So these are, I think they're all photos. This is the kind of question we had earlier, right? Somebody asked this, right? What about how to put these on there? It's very simple. When you edit your page, you can click into this and add links, which is pretty, especially if you're a visual person, like the photographer guy. Put photos on there. If you're a photographer, you put photos up there too. Pictures of your events. You have so many great pictures of events. You can put that up there if you want.
Right now, I just have a logo.
Logo is okay.
Actually, I have a
Yeah, go for it.
So with the volunteering, I mean, it's
Yeah,
fine
I
having
didn't know
the
what to
work
do with
and
it.
then volunteering, but if I'm trying to
I
get
think
in
mine
the
is literally
audience
like
of senior
nice
citizens and
photo
children with special
from
needs
something
and
that
stuff
was
like
like-
that, do I put up my
There we go.
Special Olympics pictures for volunteering and stuff with senior citizens, or it's like,
You mean as your profile picture?
no, but like photos?
Yeah, sure. And there's also a section for volunteer experience. I go nuts with mine because I volunteer for way too many groups.
You can't put photos in that section though.
You can't put them in like where they see it very
Right.
clearly, but you can make them. Even in your job descriptions, you can put these in there.
Oh.
So like this is a conference I actually was at 3 years ago, super fun. So if you wanted to click into it, you can find out what she did on that panel.
I'm so excited, thank you.
It's great. You can literally make use of it.
Enlightened.
Anyway, enlightenment. Here's another one. Nikki Nigel. Anyone met Nikki? Oh, she's so cool. Y'all should know Nikki. She does workshops too. So her everything is powerful. Now you can see like the way her image sits is kind of covering some of the words. Keep in mind that when you open it on a cell phone too, this like circle part goes in the middle, so it's going to cover some stuff.
Right.
So if your photo happens to be better on mobile and on here, great. She's got some links on here where she's spoken because she wants to be more of a paid speaker, her accomplishments, where she's Midwest sensibility, West Coast calm. Okay, that's cool. She's got very pink hair. She's very rock and roll. And then she's got, here's one that's a link. Here's one that's a video. You can see how they're different.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha, okay.
Interesting. So these are some great examples, some fun examples. Oh, and I have a slideshow. This is all in this presentation, where I have a bunch of pictures of people who I think have nice profiles. So if you wanted to compare and get ideas, I think that's cool. I'm not saying there's one set way to do it, but I want to know you after reading your bio a little better. Oh, questions? Any questions on that? Interesting, relevant, learning some new stuff.
Oh, big time.
Are any of the things that we've seen? Oh,
What? Yeah. What? Huh?
are any of the things we've seen so far? Are they all on the free, or is it like I really should be paying for LinkedIn?
I don't pay for it. I don't know if everybody should.
Yeah.
A lot of it's free. A lot of stuff that really matters. You don't need premium. If you want to use the search stuff, it probably helps, but it depends on how badly you want it and how much you're ready to invest. I've gotten away without it. And I know they give like free trials and people like get rid of their free trial after like a month. I don't know, you sound like you've tried it or you something. You had a nod.
Oh, I did. I
Not
mean,
worth
for
it?
what I do.
Not worth
wasn't,
it?
But maybe for a recruiter it would be, yeah. I mean, there's certain-
It just lets you do so many more connections.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a sales navigator, there's like a recruiter, there's like a bunch of different options. So it's like if you want to like go hunt for business, like I think it's beneficial. But
Yeah.
like if you're doing like what Charlie is saying and like branding yourself, you don't need it for branding or anything like that.
Yeah, this is all about how you use it, right? Let's see. So the other thing is, how do you can complete your own profile? Oh, this mouse. Okay, so again, you're not going to meet every person. Like, you're not going to meet your target audience in person. Those people probably don't go out to networking events very easily. You probably have to get introduced or find a way to get a connection with them, wherever your target. Maybe you're finding someone who works at a senior facility or something like that. You have to go find them. And I don't know how active they are on LinkedIn yet, but maybe they are. You'll find a few unicorns. So your profile wants to be like, did you look at all those profiles and think, wow, that's an interesting person? And everyone think, right? Like, you might want to meet them, right? And a lot of times people are so cool. Like, I'm obsessed with people. I just love meeting people. And I always find so many cool things about them. And even people that are like mentors to me, I look at their LinkedIn, I'm like, you're not showing how cool you are. Please show people how cool you are. People look because they want to vet you, right? I had a client. He makes a vegan chili product, and they just expanded to like a bajillion Whole Foods, which is great. They went from like 2 states to like 9 states, like crazy, right? So his profile was like, wow. So I took some language he had from other pages, made him a banner photo, and he told me the next day he happened to get seen by some LinkedIn or some Whole Foods executives. And I was like, you probably looked very good for them. I wonder why. You're welcome. Like, hello. So it's a husband and wife duo. The wife, I'm teaching how to do Instagram. It's very fun. So she's getting a move on that. So that's something fun. Banner image, do it. If you want amazingly cheesy graphics like the ones you've seen throughout this whole PowerPoint, I use Pixabay, but there's a million of them that give you free images, stock images. Pixabay.
It's going to be in your handout?
It should be linked in there, but keep note of it too so you don't forget. The more you write it, the more you note it, the more you'll remember to hopefully do it. There's Pixabay. I'm not a graphic designer. That is not a skill I claim, but if you're a graphic designer, leverage that skill on social all day. There's a website called Canva. Anyone heard of Canva?
Oh, yeah.
So there we go. Canva's cool.
Awesome.
So it's like a way to kind of hack graphic design without being a graphic designer. So they have some stock images. They can make you look really pretty on social.
And they, even with the free version, you have so much freedom of customization. It's amazing. I love Canva.
Yes. By the way, part of why I do these talks is because this year I'm working on slowing my speech. How do we feel about my rate of speech right now? Is it still, you know me, is it slower than usual or not? Is it better?
It's so much better.
Great. So I do these, I get.
English is my second language, and first time my husband and I'm met Skylar fell in love. When we left, I was like,
So me being conscious of it, if you give me a wink, nod, hopefully it'll get slower and slower every time I do a talk. That is the goal before the end of this year. So other things you can do in your summary, tell stories. So I actually work in the events field a little bit as well, like totally other. I volunteer at events. I get paid by. Do you know DMCs?
Yeah.
So I work with a lot of
Or you
with.
started at DMC.
Yeah. Oh, you started at DMC. Oh, now I'm curious. Okay, we'll find out later. So I work sometimes for a DMC. I work events. So one of the events, there was a family that was which story am I going to tell you? Okay, so I worked at a conference called MongoDB. It's a big tech conference-y something. And this guy comes up and he's like, oh, hey, and I was sitting at the help desk just helping out. And they're like, the speaker's coming. He's a math entertainer. It's a real thing, math entertainer.
Yeah, right.
And I teach math, so I'm like also like, oh my God, I love math. But I didn't get to see it, but whatever. So he's like, my son loves this guy. He's super cool. Do you know if he's bringing books to sell? And I was like, I don't know. So my colleague was about to send him off because we didn't know, and the people we were working with weren't there to ask that question. I was like, wait. I was like, don't go. Have you tried using Twitter? He's looking at me like, Twitter? What do you mean Twitter? Like, oh, I don't really use Twitter for this kind of stuff. I'm like, don't worry. Let me go see if he's on Twitter, and let me go tweet him. Oh, the entertainer's on Twitter, and he's kind of popular, but not too popular that I can get a hold of him? Let's try something. So I tweeted the entertainer. Said, hey, there's a guy that wants your autograph for his son, blah, 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 blah. So we'll see what happens, right? The guy goes away. It's 2 hours, and last I checked, the guy didn't respond. He comes back, and I'm like, oh, no, the guy didn't respond. So I looked at my phone, and in the last 15 minutes, the guy responded, the entertainer guy, saying, I brought one copy with me from Europe. Please tell him to find me after the show, and I will give it to him.
that's so awesome.
And I was like, yes! Social media for the win. So the long story shorter, I took that story and I put it in my little events section on my website, which I don't know or my LinkedIn. I don't know who's reading that, but if anybody wants to know about the miracles I make happen at events, it's right there. That plus a bunch of other really funny stories, right? Does it make me a little bit more?
90% of my content is, and I'm sure for you is like, yeah, this is literally what I do for a living.
Right?
Wait, I missed it.
She's done it for me too with her events. Like, it's unbelievable.
Yours is listed in your summary? Is that what you're talking
No, this is listed in my, so you can also put a lot of text in every blurb about every job you've had. And you could, so that's where I put it. I have an events section where I put all the events companies I've worked with. Totally separate. I don't advertise this stuff, but it's a very great story. So using stories is great. Don't be generic.
But it's interesting, you use events with social media, so it's a core part of your strategy.
Yeah.
Because you would think you don't need to do events because you can all go virtual, but no, you need the constant exposure in people events too.
It depends on. Ooh, interesting.
It's
So
actually a branded thing.
meetings mean business.
Meetings means business is actually like a coalition for the meetings and events industry, but like it's
Ooh.
so true.
You can't just do everything on social
You can't do it. Like it's so much more about like meeting people in person. So
I go to so many
keep us
networking
employed,
events.
people. Keep us employed.
You know, both of us go to millions of networking events we've gone over the years. I meet a lot of people in person at events, and then they see me on LinkedIn when I'm not anywhere near them, or I don't see them for months and months, and then they're reminded Charlie exists. So that's fun. Content, you should feel excited about it, because if you're not excited, you will not maintain your profile. Here's some examples of what you can put on there. Quotes, articles, videos from other places, which LinkedIn doesn't really like it if it's not from LinkedIn. But if that's what you're doing, you can try, but it's not recommended. Solutions to the problems your clients face. And to answer a question about the can't do everything on social media thing, or why am I doing in person, is a lot of my target audience needs to get on LinkedIn, and to find them, I've noticed a lot of them are members of different networking groups that are very low tech. So if I do a presentation for them, my target audience, wherever they are, chances are there's a better chance for me to make a deal on there. That's particularly for my audience, and your audience is going to look a little different depending on whatever the heck it is that you do. So stories, life lessons. I put a lot of stories in my videos. Fun. There's lots of ideas there. So lots of possibilities. Any thoughts, questions about anything? Anything? Let's see. Consistency. Oh, these are the 3 C's. It's content, consistency, and connection. So consistency. With social media, the big part is if you post, I've seen people post oh, I'm going to post 3 times on Facebook, and then they don't post for 6 months, and they post once, and then they post once the next week, and then they stop, and it's okay, and then 2 months later they post another post. Not going to happen. The algorithms and your audience want to see stuff regularly. Now, some people are post twice a week on platform. I'm noticing even with the clients of Leah's community that they're like, oh my God, I have to post this many times, and they're tired. And if you lose your hope in that, or you don't see the results, you're gonna get tired and you're gonna quit. So you have to find some sort of balance of how much content you want to put out. It's very much a time management thing. So for me, like 1 video a month, I mean, people say post more. To make one piece of content that I feel like is quality for what I want to do for the world, like it takes me like a good 10 or 15 hours sometimes just to make one post really freaking well. And you don't have to do that. Those posts, the first one I did that had 8,000 hits, I spent 15 hours on it, and probably 2 years of like anxiety before I actually did it.
And how long was the video itself? More or less?
2 minutes. It was 2 minutes. Also, I had to figure out a lot of stuff with editing. I had to figure out how to use this microphone really well. So there's a lot of like ramp up of learning how to do it. So it took a long time, but the more I do it, the better. Yeah, you have a thought?
Well, no, with the consistency in creating content. Like on Facebook, there's the stuff I do, a lot of it's like, hey, someone else did this, isn't it cool? Put it up. But how much is original for LinkedIn?
So LinkedIn Original is good. If you share from outside of LinkedIn, it's not so good. If you're sharing someone else's content that's on LinkedIn, you still want to make the posts that you're right. Like let's say you see my post and you're like, I want to share it to my friends. Just sharing it usually doesn't give you a lot of reach. But if you put a lot of love in your description and maybe use some hashtags, it's like you have to do the whole process all over again to really get a lot of value from someone else's content, but you can get good from curating. One of my tips on social media generally is curating other people's content, especially for Facebook. It's a great idea. It's stupid easzy.
So I'd be better off, like you said, showing how I fixed a client's issues. I'd be better off doing that once a month as opposed to rebranding someone else's stuff once a week.
You could, if you have the energy and capacity in the content pool to do it, you could do that. And if you have time to do that, great. Just make sure that you're spending time on how you describe it. Commenting on it, engaging with people on the post. So if somebody comments, respond, right? Engage with them. I think you've done this for me too, like you responded to posts. It's nice. It's a good. It tells LinkedIn, oh, this stuff is great. Even if you're commenting on your own post, it's very funny. But make the text really.
Once a month.
If you're okay with once a month, great too. But remember also that there's a value in posting a lot because you're probably going to get seen all the time. I'm trying to find the balance really personally of like I'm looking at certain people who've been told by like a coach to post every single day or every few days, and their stuff comes up all the time. But I don't know how much quality there is. But I know that every day I'm seeing them a little bit more, and that's also marketing to me because I remember that they exist because they're posting so much. So it's kind of a trade-off, and I'm not sure which is better.
I'm not selling myself as a marketing person.
Right.
I'm selling myself as I can fix your problem.
Sure. So fix their problem, and also putting out value that isn't like, hey, I'm going to fix your problem by my. I use like, buy my shit. Don't do the buy my shit. You don't want to go on the Facebook page and be like, buy my product, buy my cream or whatever you sell. Like, you don't want to do that. But value, and then maybe you saw mine. Like I put a little line like, I can do some one-on-one coaching. I don't know if anybody read it, but it's there. But
I also feel like you have to watch out, probably on Facebook more than on LinkedIn, so you don't spam people's pages. Like there's pages that will post several times a day, and I end up unfollowing them. Even if the content is interesting, it's just way too much. It takes over.
Right.
That's also not a good solution.
It's not a great solution. So I'm on the favor of, and I guess the best thing you can do is posting all the time and post epic content, but that's really hard to have epic content and care enough to do it. You have work to do.
I have maybe a half hour twice a week.
So find what you're able to do within the timeline and what your own goals are, but you have to be consistent about it. So if you feel like you can commit that much time every week to doing it, great. If you want to be like me and you can hoard all your content, which is what I do, and then when I need an idea, I'm like, oh, here's an idea I got 6 months ago. Let me use it. That's one of my stupid social media hacks. Anyone MySpace group? I'm not Facebook group addict. I love Facebook groups.
Oh, yeah.
Facebook groups? Okay, I love Facebook groups. People are like, I have this problem. And I'm like, I have an answer to their problem. I comment, and then I was like, well, that's a great answer. Maybe I should save that for a blog post one day. So somebody did that the other day. They're like, what should I make sure to know about my LinkedIn profile? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to spend time because there's a lot of people that can be my customer that happen to be in this Facebook group. And I know they're all going to be lurking on those comments, and they're going to see it. So I wrote this nice, elaborate post, and people saw it, and then I put it into a blog. It's on my website. I didn't advertise it, but it's just sitting there because you never know when I'm going to advertise it one day. And this has happened. My fantasy mentor posted in. I have a fantasy mentor. She's very cool. So she posted that she had problems with social media, and I've been dying to give her feedback on social media. So I made this very long, I spent half an hour writing this very epic post in this very prominent women entrepreneurs Facebook group. And then I had like 18 people like it, which meant that probably like 50 or 60 people saw it. And then another person from another company was like, I want to publish this as a blog. Actually, this is Jessica. Jessica published me as a blog. I didn't know her at the time. So she had no idea who I was. So she posted as a blog, and then her and I became friends. And then recently, she introduced me to like another company she's working with, and then I ended up getting a client from that. So lots of really weird things happened, but her posting in that blog started a whole ball of goodness my way. So because I posted in a Facebook group a bunch of content, almost like a microblog, and then I saved it, and then I use it elsewhere. So hoard your content, write all your ideas down, because you might not have ideas this week, but maybe you had one 2 months ago that would be useful, which is how I get my ideas for videos. Anyway, connections. Your real connections are going to make a huge difference in all of this. Like I showed you, my real life connections play into my internet connections and why I do so well. Where are your people? Are you friends with your people on your LinkedIn? Are you friends with the people, have you requested the people that you might want to work with? Do they even know you exist yet? You can look up their profiles.
Yeah, I have a lot of my previous like agencies in that I'm still connected with, that I used to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I've gotten connected with a lot.
Interesting.
They used to be my internal clients.
And are you in touch with them? Are you engaging them
Yeah.
in a way that they might want to talk to you again? Have you put on your page what you do now as your own business?
I mean, on my website, but not necessarily.
Oh my God, we have a plan for you. We're gonna put it on your profile. Tell them what's the problem you solve for them, and show them a little bit about what you do and why you care so much. Paint that picture for them. Oh, you had a question? Something? Oh, what did I have? I was going to say something. Oh, the other thing. Let's say there's somebody super influential that you think is really cool. If they're friends, and I don't do this so much, but I know other people have, is if you look at their friends list, sometimes you can see all of their connections, and you can cherry pick people that might actually be useful for you. So you can look at their profiles, figure out if there's somebody you want to maybe reach out to. That's something you can also do. You can look at whoever's commenting on somebody you admire, and you can build relationships that way. So, interesting idea.
I do that.
Questions? Concepts? Concepts. I don't know where that came from. This is,
Question.
yeah.
You don't really finish the content that you're hoarding until you're ready to actually polish it off, right? So you you keep your ideas listed, and then you're like, okay, I'm ready to pull that idea out, and I'll spend my 15 hours doing a video around it, or my half hour, write up.
I'm very picky, so I want to make sure my quality is super high when I feel ready. Like I knew that when I made that video, it was going to go nuts. Like I knew, because all those people on my profile are people that could buy my shit. I didn't tell them that, but I made something that was relevant. So if you don't necessarily know those stuff, that's a tricky question, which is kind of what we're going to here. This is something that you can go to a million of these workshops on social media, and they brush over this. This is the part that really is hard. Social media is a magic people machine. It's where you take the people that you've already spent your time and energy knowing, like all of those connections you have, maybe some of the groups you volunteered with if they're on LinkedIn, some of your maybe potentially events clients, or maybe companies that might be your future events clients, right? You have to have those relationships, and if you're not doing the work, like I know your husband is like meeting people and just showing up on doorsteps and being like, meeting, let's go. And he's wonderful, he's fantastic. Like if you're doing all that work, you're getting like a free chance to talk to those people on LinkedIn again when you're not necessarily right in front of them. And that's the special part. Ooh, look at that time. So building an audience takes time, and I hate when people are like speaker coaches will do this. Like, oh yes, if you step this step and that step and this step, you'll be fine. But they don't have any relationships to actually get themselves going. I'm not gonna lie, this is the hardest part, is that if you're making connections with your business, that's when you can really leverage them online, or maybe through an email list, or through whatever kind of strategy you have. But you need to have the people there. So if your people are on LinkedIn, or the people that you've met and connected with, are you funneling them through your profile? Then you can go hardcore on this. But if you're not sure yet what you want to do, test and experiment. It's not a problem. Explore what it feels like to post. Try something. You don't have to stress so much about it. I don't want to scare you. I hope I didn't scare you. I'm just nuts, because I think about this all day long.
No, that makes sense.
So try it out, because if you don't love it, it's okay. You don't have to commit. But if you're going to commit, and you really want to leverage this as your strategy, you have to have a plan. Yeah, so warming up your people. Do's and don'ts. Any questions, by the way, because we're getting close to the time, but I want to answer questions too.
What is the equipment that you recommend you have if you're going to go down the video path?
I would say the least expensive thing. Like, start with your phone.
Right.
If you know for sure that you're obsessed with video, I have an H1N microphone. It is very nice. It is more money than I thought I'd ever spend on equipment. It's nice. It just records things and makes things sound pretty. But you can use an iPhone. You can use an iPhone like mine with a little tripod, dinky thing. I would say don't spend money unless you really know you want it. I borrowed one from my friend Brian for like accidentally 4 months, and I was obsessed with it. And I was like, I will give this back to you because I don't steal things, but like I want one now. And I'm like, crap, how am I gonna make a video? Now that I've had it, I don't wanna give it back. So now I'm thinking, do I wanna buy lighting? And anyway, so start with like your lowest barrier to entry. People do okay sometimes with just shitty little cell phone videos.
I would say
Your content
a lot of
matters.
it is common sense when you start. Like, make sure you're visible, not blurry.
Yeah.
You know, your face is not cut off in the middle.
No,
stuff in the
distracting detail behind you.
Right.
Sure.
And that there's not a whole ton of noise. Like, I'm picky when it comes to listening
Please.
to videos online, and some of them drive me insane. Even if the content is great, but like your camera's shaking all the time, you're out of focus, and you know you're holding your own camera and you're moving, so your hand moves, so you move out of the frame. Like, I feel like record your video and look at it critically.
Yes.
And if it seems fine, it's fine. But if you can't see what's going on or you can't hear what's going on, just do it again.
I love this. See, I know there's so much knowledge in the room. I love that people are sharing with each other. This makes me happy.
Yeah, and sometimes.
Yeah. Ooh.
Sorry, I was gonna say, I have an audience question.
Yeah.
I was asked
Ding.
for an article, I turned it in, they go, you need to write it for a lower grade level.
Oh, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
Somebody told me 7th grade.
Hemingway app, and I wrote.
Oh, yes, I heard about this
For
recently.
like 5th grade, 6th grade level was what they told me.
It's a
to do
real
for.
thing from what I heard.
Yeah, so I mean, should I be doing that for everything I do? Not
Yeah,
too I mean,
marketing 101.
I would
I mean,
appreciate it.
it's pretty scary that you have to write for a 5th grader.
Well,
Also, you don't want people to think too hard too, but then also like, anyway, I'm the person that's like, please dumb it down as much as possible. Like, I don't want to have to guess what this means.
That's a rule of marketing. No matter who you're targeting, you try to aim for a 12-year-old reading level. I know it sounds really silly.
Not 12, 5.
I like this.
5
But
is
5th grade.
What?
Not 12th grade.
Whew.
Right, not high school.
But a 5th grader and a 12-year-old.
You also don't wanna come off like, not, so,
I think
you're
it
not
also-
educated.
I think it also has a lot to do with how we view our social media. A lot of us do these things when we're waiting for the train, or we're somewhere in the waiting room, or we're
Yeah.
taking a break, or things like that.
Yeah.
If it's a very intellectual thing, you're not gonna do it.
Requires
well.
more concentration.
Yeah, more
It's ink and
concentration.
paper. I mean, seriously, how much can you dumb this down?
I know, right? It's hard. I mean, I would say try it, see what you feel like, but it's nice when it's simpler.
I used that Hemingway app, which did it. This is a complicated sentence, break it
Wow.
down.
Wait, what app?
Hemingway app.
Hemingway
Like
app.
Ernest Hemingway?
Yeah.
Somebody reputable told me about that. So the person who mentioned it, I trust her judgment. So I was like, okay.
It's online and you can download the app too. But
So-
it's not Apple, God knows what Apple's gonna do with stuff that isn't through the Apple Store. So
Ugh.
do it online and just make a donation.
Interesting. So related to this, one of my actual resources that I link in here is tutor.com. Anyone heard of tutor.com? So tutor.com is my amazing way to get free professional humans to like read over my content before I post something. Tutor.com, but you're not going to go through tutor.com because then you're going to spend a lot of money, and I don't want you spending money because I like to do things on the low. So, so here you go. My library, Vernon Area Public Library in Lincolnshire, Illinois, has paid for this service, and basically between the hours of 2 p.m. and 11 at my library, I can get a real life human to look over my content for me for free, up to like 5 times a week supposedly. But I don't put anything out online till somebody like that knows how to write looks at it, because I'm somebody that doesn't like write. Like I'm not the most confident writer, but people like it. But I have everything that I put out online has gone through them.
So an editor look at it, basically.
A real human that actually likes writing more than I do, and they understand. And then I learn. They kind of teach you along the way too. Like it's like a 20-minute session, but you keep going back, and you can even leave an essay for them to grade. It's meant for like schools, but like they have adult also, but nobody knows. And they have a career center. No, it's on the internet, totally on the internet. So you'll see the link in there too. But you have to go through your library and pray that your library pays for it. There are other competitors maybe, but I don't use them. So,
To add on to the library
yeah.
thing, libraries also may have like cameras and like stuff to use, rentals or.
Ooh, that's a good
There's
tip.
like a library that I go to like in the suburbs that has like a camera studio. Like it has a whole studio that I use sometimes.
The
That I'm
library
working on right now.
shelters.
It's like all free, so.
Wow.
Free
Oh,
And
resources.
supporting, and supporting that kind of stuff so that it doesn't go away.
Well, that they actually said that. They
Well, I
said
mean,
people
yeah.
don't use it enough.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't worry. Now
Yeah.
that I know, I'll be here all the time.
I'm like,
Right.
still, like,
Yeah.
I still go get library books. I probably support Chicago libraries with fines alone.
It's important.
It's so bad.
Interesting.
Yeah, stop wasting time. Stop wasting. Not right now, though. You guys are fine. Well, we do have. Actually, you know what? This is relevant because
Camera, that just
I'm going to speed through the conclusion-ish of all this. We had some questions on here. Share personality. There's a fine balance there. I think we get that covered. Searching for people on there. There's a lot of search features. I don't search a lot of people, but sometimes I always look at who likes me and who looks at me. The other thing is if somebody likes my content that I don't know, I look at their profile and see what's up. I engage with them a little bit. Let's say this. Here's another example, right? Like this Jessica lady that I mentioned earlier who blogged about me and who ended up getting me a client and this whole thing. She shared my post on her page and it was wonderful. Being a good human, this is the relationship aspect of it. Oh my God, the word relationship's gonna come up. Oh no, just kidding. So she liked the thing and I was like, well, I don't see her all the time because she doesn't even live in the state really. So I messaged her and said, hey, I just want to tell you thank you because I'm a decent human being. Sending her that thank you was when she told me about this other thing that she wanted me to be involved in that led me to a client. And I was like, great, fantastic. So thank the people that you love, and I've probably done this with, every time you do something nice for me on social media, I'm like, I love you, Eva, like you're the best. And I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, it means a lot to me that someone took time out of their day to do something like engage with my content. Now it also, here's the hack, and this works for Facebook, this works everywhere, it forces them to remember that you exist, and if they don't know you that well, especially like on Instagram, and they're like, who's this commenter? They will look at your page one more time than they ever thought they would because they're wondering who the heck you are. You're forcing them to know that you exist. So let's say you're on, like a DMC has a Facebook page or an Instagram page. You engage with their stuff all the time. Behind every social media account, there's a person like me called the Lonely Social Media Manager that's waiting for you to talk to us. And we are very social, as you can see. And we tend to be very connected within our companies. Probably not a bad person to make happy by commenting and engaging with their content that they work very hard on posting. So, very easy hack.
Sometimes up to 15 hours.
Sometimes up to 15 hours. But that's the thing. Like, I work hard for my clients, but like, when my reputation's on the line, I go nuts. Yeah, so seeing other people's connections, the image, like, do you guys figure out, like, to post a little image blurbs? You have to, if you edit your summary or your profile, you'll see a section on the bottom that says add links. I can show you that, but I know we're running out of time, so I can show you that also after this session. So yeah, stop wasting time. It is annoying to learn all of this stuff sometimes on your own. It is a lot of information, and I know I tend to want to share as much as I can, and this is me kind of condensing and narrowing stuff down, but I want you to stop wasting time. I want you to actually get stuff done. I don't want this to be a headache. I want this to be fun, because social media has literally led me to so many friends that I could have never imagined. It's changed my life. It's opened up doors for me that I didn't even know were possible, and I love it, and I don't want people to be scared of it. I want them to get those same wonderful opportunities from seeing and connecting with the people that they already love that could open up doors for their future. So that's a really key thing. So lots of stuff. We reviewed a little bit. But this is what I do. I love doing this kind of stuff. I volunteer my time here because I want to get everyone inspired on social. I want them to get a kick in the pants to go do it and have fun with it and to not feel scared of it and learn a few things there. It's something I really care about. So what I do is I help people kind of sort through all of the noise on the internet. And I do like one-on-one learning sessions with them where it's very low-key, very patient, no stress. And I've done it with a variety of different people, a variety of different backgrounds and ages. I had real estate agents, interior designers, brand strategists, coaches, spiritual leaders, all sorts of people. Cabaret performer. I actually worked with her right over there, which was really fun last year. That was fun. I've worked with lots of different people, helping them not feel so scared. And I have to do a little promo for myself. But one of the things I do this like very quick little learning session. It's like $200. And I sit down, I look at what you have going on social media, I come up with a plan, and I teach you how to get one step closer to whatever your goals are online. And then I do an accountability thing so you know that I'm going to be watching your page every single month because you're going to keep being on my little subscription, and I make sure you do what you actually said you're going to do. It's like having your own social media team of knowledge at available to you without having to hire You don't want to hire me for the whole thing. It's a very different price point, but this is a little way that you can get a little expert knowledge for your page as you're developing your business. Very chill, and it's a $3 million value. I don't know if you saw. It's $3 million. It's worth every penny, but you're getting it for $200. So anyway, and I put this little fish on there because you can give a man a fish, feed him for a day, or you teach her how to fish and you feed her for a lifetime. So you never know. You get a little better. And a lot of the stuff I teach is actually applicable to very many different platforms. Some other tools and tips as we're wrapping up. You can see my portfolio. I don't advertise my portfolio, but if you're curious to see what I've done, it's there. It's a little secret. I have a little slideshow about live streaming that I made a few years ago because I love live streaming. With this personality, I think it makes a little bit of sense. There's a nice article about what people don't tell you about social media. This donut thing, I almost want to show you the donut thing.
What is that?
This is funny. You're going to love this. Or not. Where did it go? Where? Oh, I knew this was going to be weird. How do I do this? Oh, wait a second. PC screen only? No, I lied. That was not the right answer. Here we go. Duplicate. Doo-doo. No?
Yeah, it should be.
There we go. So this donut thing, this is like literally like the simplest way to understand what to do with all the platforms. This is something that like social media people have been joking about for years. So it shows you what, if you're a donut or you have something to do with donuts, this is what you do. On Facebook, you say, I like donuts. On LinkedIn, it looks like my skills include donut eating. It looks very different depending on what the platform is. On Instagram, you're going to post a photo of your donut. On Quora, where did donuts get invented? Because it's all about questions. Also a nice little platform if you're an expert on something and you want to show your expertise. Spotify, I'm listening to donuts. Okay, I don't need you, sir. Lots of different tips on there and how to like frame everything for every platform. So this gets, yeah, it's cool. There's lots of resources in there. Tutor.com is in there. Oh, sizing your profile, your images on any platform, it helps. It looks better. It shows up better. What else? My link tree has all my links to everything. Yeah, there's lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. Let's present. Here we go. Yes, we don't have time for everything today. There's that thing. Anyone? Oh, you want to know about the 40,000 hits on Snapchat?
Yeah.
So when the thing happened in Florida where the gay bar got shut up and Pulse happened, Rahm Emanuel gave a talk a little bit up the street, and I was like right there, and I captured the whole thing on Snapchat. And it went viral on Snapchat. I had 40,000 hits on like a bunch of different posts, and it was nuts. And I was glad, and I think the news even used my footage to broadcast what Rahm had said that day. And it was really cool. I was like, whoa.
Can I take a picture?
Yeah, sure, go for it. Any other ones that you really want to know about? Because we are running low on time.
Sorry. My phone was, I thought I broke it and it finally works.
A wedding
What would-
with Jewel?
Yeah, my friend, you remember Dashel? Have you met Dashel? My friend Dashel got married at a Jewel, and I filmed it, and it went viral in our local little community. Yeah, it was great. Her and her husband are like pranksters. So that's on my website. It's very funny. So, any other things that you want to know about? Last call.
Well, how does crowdfunding fit into your?
I work for a crowdfunding platform, and I think the stupid easy thing that people miss with crowdfunding is they ask people for money and they don't actually have any money in there. I'm not going to give to something that nobody else in their right mind would give to. And that's what I'm thinking when nobody gives money. So if you have a crowdfund, they're like, everybody donate to my thing. You better have like at least a few people that have already put money in so that everybody else feels like they're jumping in on something rather than being the first ones.
And Shelly's being humble, but she also does some volunteer work that from time to time require getting donors, and she's really good at it. She doesn't like to do it, but she's really good at it.
Oh, thank you. Yes, that was hard. Asking for money was hard, but I did it.
You have Medium on there.
Medium's fun.
And Elon.
Elon Musk's brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, he responded to my tweets.
Elon Musk's brother, but what's...
He was at a he spoke at a conference I was at, and he kept liking my tweets. And I was like, well, that's cool. I'm like a degree of separation from Mr. Musk. I'm like, why not? So lots of crazy stuff.
Wait, Medium, like channeling stuff?
No, Medium is like a way that you can they're like kind of like blogs, but kind of like written articles. You're a writer, it sounds like.
Yeah.
So it's
You have to pay more after like 5 articles now.
It's so weird. I don't know. But, this is very important. Feedback. You want the slides?
Yes.
Do you want the slides? This is what you're going to do. You're going to type this in either exactly like that with the capitals where it is, or you're going to scan the code, or I can let somebody borrow my iPad. I want feedback. And please make sure you click submit or else it doesn't happen. And I want to know what you thought of this experience. The more detail, the more you dig, the better, because I want this workshop to be earth-shatteringly amazing, and it's going to take some practice to get there. So the more info, the better, and I sometimes reply to people and love on them extra, the more interesting feedback they do.
Why isn't it secure? At this point, I mean,
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Oh, yeah.
It's a bit.ly link. It's to a Google the Google form. Is that something that people steal? Is that something I should be worried about? If anybody wants to do it on here, I can give it this.
Because I'm getting an error on my phone.
And also, if you open up your phone camera app, you can scan it in really easily. Yeah. That's so weird. Somebody else had that too. Make sure it's capital letters. And then
It finds it, but then it doesn't go anywhere.
it doesn't go anywhere?
So I have not something.
That's the link. So it didn't open the link. See if you can click it. Yeah, you can even give it on. That's so weird.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it on my phone either for some reason.
Are you serious? What's happening? Yours working? Okay.
There's something wrong with the feedback.
So make sure you press submit. If you don't press submit after the second page, it's gonna not go to your email. Oh, it goes to your email. So you get it immediately. It'll actually give you the link in there. So feedback RT. Do you need help?
So if you accidentally have a lowercase f, it takes you to the Spanish version.
Oh, interesting. And if you want me to type it in for you, I've gotten very good at typing things in for people. And then if you see let's see, oh, you've got a keyboard. I like that. And if you want the slides too, if this doesn't work out, we can get it to you after too.
Yeah.
But I can type it in on your phone. Because I want to make sure you get the slides. And there might be a prize if you do it and you show me that you complete it. What?
It's getting more and more incentives here.
I'm going to incentivize as we are winding down. Who's going to finish it first?
Well, did you want to do in the phone?
Do you want me, I can type it in for you if you want.
Yeah.
I realize I'm like, this sometimes gets, I want to make this as easy as possible.
Spanish first and all right.
I can help you with it too. Where's your website?
Okay.
Otherwise, it takes
That's too funny.
No.
Thanks for
With the internet?
Wrong,
You
no,
gave
no,
me the
no,
warning
no.
and I still messed it up. That's great.
Oh my God, hold on.
I will totally give this to you afterwards too. I just want to make sure any feedback that I can capture now is great. So here we go. So I love Bitly. Bitly is my life, by the way. You can track links for free. And also you can memorize them and then give them to people when you want to promote something specific. What is it? Feedback art? No. Feedback. Oh, this is a new phone for me. RT.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking you got to change that link. Here we go. Do you want anyone else want me to type it in for them?
Yeah.
Awesome. I know, incentives galore. Make sure you hit submit on after the second page. I love you all. Thank you for playing along in the feedback
Completely
game.
Awesome. Completely awesome.
Thank you. Seriously, but dig into
I
me.
knew it was going to be awesome, but it was more awesome.
And those questions in there are very targeted to what I'm working on specifically right now. But if there's anything, please. I did this workshop like 2 weeks ago, and I got so much feedback from that. There was about 1,000% more text in this slideshow than there is now. So I don't know if that worked out better or worse. I have no idea. So I'm always curious what works for people. Did anyone finish it? You did? You finished it? You have the back end screen? You did it? Did you do it? You both did it and you press submit? Oh, you get a prize. Since I'm giving people lots of nuggets today, I figure I'd give everybody a golden nugget. There we go. If you complete it, I'll give you a chocolate nugget. Did you finish it?
Yes, I guess he did.
Oh, press submit. Make sure you press submit.
Right there,
I'm
right?
done.
Did it go?
So you did it in Spanish.
Oh, wait, screenshot this so you don't lose it just in case. Screenshot it. Who did it? Who did it? Did you finish? Who finished? Did you get it? Do you have the ending screen? Did you press submit? Awesome. Here you go. You get a chocolate.
Thank you.
You did it? You press submit at the end?
Yeah.
It's all the way good. Awesome. And I don't know if you saw, but I wrote in there, show me you finish it and I'll give you some chocolates. I know you're on a different phone right now. Were you able to do it?
Look, I'm so determined I'm using
Did you do it? Here you go. You get a chocolate. Did you do it? Who else? Did I get everybody? Here, do you want a chocolate? Here, oh, do you want to do it on here? If you want, you can do it on here too. I have this too, if that helps. If you want. No pressure. Did we get everybody? Did you get one? I got you one? Yeah. Oh, is it a social media question? I'm almost done. So after, say right after. Did I give everybody chocolate, the wanted one, or any, regardless? And then I'm gonna.
Right? So my goal is to find to engage.
I think when the sound, at least on the.
We can do it.
The sound came
So
up,
close.
I didn't take it, so like
Oh.
at the same moment.
Did you do it?
No, it's not right.
Yeah,
Is it?
it's.
My goal is
This
to
can
engage
trust
with
me.
all
Why is it not letting you submit? That's so bizarre.
employees.
Did you get all the
Maybe that
goals?
works.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
There you go. So that'll save you the links too. So hopefully you'll be able to get it. So,
That's what I'm
hello everybody. I'm a big fan of trying my best to end on time because I know people have to go places, but I am sticking around. So hopefully you can stay a little after and you can get other questions answered. This guy might have a familiar face because it might be just like mine from what I hear from other people. This is my father, everybody. He is a estate jeweler. He buys and sells jewelry, lots of bling. He gives you big money for your large estate jewelry. It's cute, right? So he's interesting. So I told you he's an influencer on WhatsApp, which is so random. Now, I'm not telling you this story because I want you on WhatsApp. I'm telling you this story because the message of what my dad has accomplished in his 35 years of business is something that can transcend all the social media platforms. So what he does, he had 35 years in business. He's a very trusted guy. He's very honest. He's very well known in his community. He has lots of great connections, and that's how he's gotten to where he is today. So what he decided to do is he took all of his best connections and people that trust him and vice versa and put them all into a chat room. Now in his business, it's all about buying and selling jewelry from each other. So he got all these people in a group and he basically told them, you can trust everybody here to buy and sell, which meant that they could literally take a photo of a very big piece of bling that is crazy monies for some bling and say, hey, you can buy it off of a picture without even seeing it. Because there's such a level of trust in that chat room that you can buy and sell based on someone's word. Because every person that's in his chat room is vetted by him and is somebody that he will promise will do good for you in business. So he posts stupid jokes in there and he vets everybody. He has people begging him to join this chat room. Actually, just this week, he's had this chat room. The 5-year anniversary is actually coming up right now. He finally started charging for this. I don't know if I should tell you how much he charges, but it's a very good deal for what these jewelers get because millions of dollars go through this platform all the time through his chat. And he moderates it. He protects everybody in there. One time, he was at a wedding in New York, and this is international, by the way, and a guy came up to him and wanted to kiss his hand because he put him in this chat room, and it literally made his entire business, and it changed his life. Unbelievable. And so my dad takes care of everybody. Now, there's other people who do this, but the reason his works is because he puts so much care into every single one of the relationships that he has, and he protects those people and has their back. And did he know 35 years ago that this is something that would happen to his business today? He had no clue. But because he put their trust in the people, it ended up doing so much more. And this is kind of there's a line for it. It's very important. It's I'm going to give you this now. Social media is about the people, not about your business. Provide for the people, and the people will provide for you. And that is the secret to all of that. And before we end, I want to know how, and that's the key to all of this. And I want to give one last check-in because I want to know how everyone's feeling right now. I love doing this at workshops. It's my favorite thing. I want to hear one describing word about how you're feeling right now that you've gone through this kind of experience. It could be anything, and you're allowed to share words. You don't have to be like, oh, she stole my word. It happens. It's fine. You can borrow words. But original's fun, too. So can somebody start?
Empowered, enlightened.
Oh, you already have 2. I love it. You
Excited.
excited?
Inspired.
Inspired.
I think authenticity, the idea of being yourself.
Ooh.
Yes, totally.
I love that. Very cool. Yes.
Excited and pressed for time because I know this is something I should get done before I'm going to a 3-day conference that I leave on Saturday night.
Live tweet.
Yeah, so
Maybe.
I feel like I just need to get this all done.
Stay, if you have time afterwards, Stay will get you a little bit updated if you can do it on your phone.
I will definitely.
And if you poke me after 9 o'clock, I'm happy to give you some nuggets too.
Also relieved by.
Relieved? Yes.
Totally relieved.
What about back here?
Pictures. I need more pictures.
More pictures?
On my LinkedIn.
Oh, on your LinkedIn.
I'm thinking
If you're changing stuff, woo. What about back here?
A photographer
I would say,
for me sometimes.
feel your
instead of just
enthusiasm.
trusting.
Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And what? The last 2.
Tempo or like, oh yeah, I'll take pictures.
It's gonna be okay. And do you have a closing word? Do you have a closing word for your experience today? That's okay. Don't worry. I
feel so hopeful.
We're right on time. I'm gonna finish. And then you guys can make best friends. I want you to make best friends. I really do. Genuinely, that's what I love. I love connecting people. I want to say I am appreciative because you could have chosen to be absolutely anywhere tonight in the city and out in the weather or at the beach or whatever the crap you could have done tonight. And you all chose to spend your valuable time that you cannot ever figure out how much you have left or get back. And you've chosen to spend it here with me and all of you all. And I hope that you all make new connections and build relationships and keep doing social media. And remember that social media is about the people, not about the business. Provide for the people, and the people will provide for you. Thank you.